Morning. What's going on, guys? How's everyone doing? Welcome. All right. So, got some upside this morning. Nice little bounce yesterday off that level we were talking about in the pre-market. That was that 10,940 on the NASDAQ, around that 35.60 on the ES. So nice push off those levels. That was that 2020 level we talked about, and a nice little upside move. Now, big level that we're sitting at this morning, this 11,550 on the NASDAQ. This was basically the channel high. So we are right at that channel high as we speak. So this should be interesting today. Do we finally get the breakout above this channel, or do we get just yet another rejection off the channel? That's going to be, I think, on everyone's minds today. That's going to be what everyone's looking for. If we get that channel break, this definitely could get some, shorts out of their positions. This could get a little squeeze going on the market. I definitely believe that if we can get that channel break. If we reject it again, then you guys know what you guys know what to do. We've been doing it for almost the last month. Every single time we hit the channel high, we reject, and we trade it back to the downside. So that's gonna be the watch today. That's really the main watch as we open this market up today. We are sitting right at that channel high. So let's go ahead and go over those levels today. Let's look at some individual stocks as well. Take a look at the economic calendar, prepare ourselves for today. Yesterday was really nice, and I'm finally excited to make a video tonight. Finally. It's been 12 days since my last video with all this hurricane stuff going on. So I have a really good video tonight. It's a really good trade example from yesterday on Nvidia. We caught this with the group. It was a really good test of patience, strategy, just overall, belief in the strategy and patience. So I think you guys might like this one. That'll come out tonight. So let's get started. So once again, welcome. Today is the 4th of October. Futures economic earnings calendar. Not much on the earnings calendar still, but economic calendar. Let's go ahead and pull that up. No, not on the futures. It's going to be on... It's on the Nvidia trade that I took on Nvidia, options trade. But here is the the economic calendar today, guys. We already had a Fed president speak. Really don't see much reaction off that. But at 10 a.m. we have some data coming out. We have job openings, job quits. We have factory orders, core capital goods orders revision. So let's see if there's any reaction to the jobs numbers here. There should be. I think it should give us a little volatility. So let's watch out for that. That is at 10 a.m. today, so about 30 minutes after market open. Tomorrow, ADP employment report. That should be interesting as well. Jobless claims, normal stuff, and then non-farm payrolls, unemployment rate, average hourly earnings. So 10 a.m. today, let's watch out for that. That's your main economic news for the day. Keep eyes on that. Make sure you are understanding that there is news coming out if you're holding a position around 10 a.m. today. All right. Tesla, 260. Let's watch that 260 level. Let's keep an eye on how Tesla reacts if we move into that 260 today. Apple, 136 level that we talked about yesterday. Let's take a look at Apple. Nvidia, AMD. I did not. That's a big typo. Levis. That's meant to say levels. So Nvidia, AMD levels for today. Amazon. We talked about that channel low. Is there opportunity on the upside off that channel low? And it sure as hell looked like there was. So nice upside on Amazon off that channel low yesterday. You are now sitting at the channel high. So we have to watch out for this on Amazon. Finally, some life in Microsoft. Microsoft has been a dead horse for like almost a month now. A little bit of life in Microsoft yesterday. I think this is something to watch out for. I'll keep eyes on that. Netflix back at 250. I'm going to be eyeing Netflix as it pushes into that 250 level again. And then Costco watching this Costco 490 level, and I want to share it with you guys today. After that, we will look at a few other tickers that you guys recommend, and then let's go ahead and wrap up the stream. So here we go. Let's do it. NASDAQ. So let's look at what happened yesterday. Yesterday started with a very nice break and retest early morning. This is where I took my trade on Nvidia. This is where I took my trade on Nvidia. It was right here. So about, I don't know, what is this? This is about 30 minutes into the market yesterday. We had a pre-market high right around this 11,130 area. We had a really clean break and retest right here. This was basically your early morning long entry. And this is exactly where we entered some Nvidia calls for upside. You guys can see right here, this is a really, really perfect example of a break and retest. This is a pre-market high, right? This is an intraday retest, right? Pre-market high, rejection, rejection. You break it, you come back down to it, you start to find support at it, and then you go long right here. This was your first fantastic long entry yesterday. Some may say, I bought the lows, I bought this bounce here, great. You got a little lucky, I think. This right here was the first real confirmation of upside that came in yesterday, and this was very clean. So if you guys are part of the chat, we were, this area right here, this is something I'm going to talk about in tonight's video, but this area right here, it's so much FOMO, right? This is so high in FOMO. Your emotions get going, right? You want to chase this breakout because you don't quite know, am I going to miss out on this move? And all day yesterday, I was just telling myself, wait for the retest. Please wait for the retest. Do not FOMO into this breakout. So I just stayed, I took my hands off the mouse. I waited for that retest, and that was right there. That was so clean. So that was it, right? That was really what I think this is what set the whole day off right here. This break and retest right here, I believe, is what set the tone for the day right there. And then you can see from that point forward, it was just basically a push to the upside, a break and retest basically all day, everywhere. So if I sort of zoom into this chart, you will see retests everywhere. So here's a retest of the previous highs, right? You can see highs holding as support. Here's another one, previous high turning into support, right? Previous high, support, support. So you can just see that we continue to hold these levels as we pushed higher. Every pullback was held, and it was a very nice upside move. All right, so that's like the short-term analysis. That's like what happened yesterday. Let me go ahead and break down one of the other major things that happened intraday, and that was right around here. So right around this 11,350 level was another very pivotal move here in the after hours. So you guys can see you had a rejection or a potential rejection up here at around 11,350. This was a previous high from Friday. This is where we double topped on Friday. So you draw yourself your little zone there, right? Now what you can see is that as we approached close yesterday, we got right into that level. So you can see we pushed into that level as we closed yesterday. We rejected off of it. This is a very clean rejection off this previous double top. Now you can see in the after hours, look at what happened, right? You got a perfect break and retest of this level in the after hours. So that was another pivotal area on the market, right? Another very important move that happened overnight was this break and retest of 11,350. So that is definitely something to watch. Now, I'm going to keep this 11,350 on the charts because I think it is still important, and I'll show you why. So if we go to the hourly chart, we can't help but look at this hourly chart and say, shit, right? What happens, right? What is this move really going to hold, right? We are sitting right at the areas of previous rejections. You guys can see right here, this 11,550 to 11,530, 11,520, all within this range. Look at what's happened in the past. Previous support, rejection, 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 and what happens today. So this will be on everyone's mind. Every trader will be watching this. people that are short will want to see it below here. People that are long will want to see it break and hold this level. If you break and hold this level, I'm assuming a lot of shorts will cover because this is a clear breakout of a very important level. If you reject here, I'm assuming you're going to get a lot of shorts piling in again. This is a very important level. If you reject this level, the best case scenario is that if you do reject this level today, the furthest you pull back is 350. This is the best case scenario. If you can get something like this, then I think that is still a very bullish move here. It doesn't have to be straight up, right? We don't need the market to go straight up. We don't want it to go straight up. So if we reject here, which is very possible, right? We're opening at it in the pre-market. There's probably going to be a lot of people covering or a lot of people taking profits on swing trades, a lot of people taking profits in general, people that bought at channel lows and are selling at channel highs, right? Those people are smart, in my opinion, whether they miss out on more of a move or not. It would be smart to be taking some risk off at this level. There's no doubt about that. There's nothing wrong as a trader that maybe caught these lows or even caught a move maybe past 200 to say, okay, this is a channel high. I should probably be taking profits in this area just in case we reject. Maybe I hold on to a few in case we do break, but this is definitely an area that I want to be taking a little bit off the table on a potential rejection. So that's something I'm watching today. If we get the pullback, let's watch 350. This could be a very nice little hold here at 350, start to build some higher lows and maybe do one of those little cup and handles that people like to look for, right? Something like this. You sort of push higher, little handle, break up to the upside. So maybe that is something that may occur if we get a pullback, or this market just wants to push up, just continue to push, and we look for that break and hold of the previous highs, right? Something like this. If we can get a break and hold of around these 11,550 level, 11,560, these previous highs right here, I think that is quite bullish. So let's see what happens today, guys. We are sitting right at these levels. We are opening right there. So you can see, here's the 5-minute chart, and we are right there. So we pushed into the high, into that 550. We rejected it. We're now sort of consolidating. So this does look like it's still slightly holding. Can we get the break? Can we get the hold? Can we get the retest to hold up? And then can we get the continuation? Or are we going to see a little bit of another rejection here at this exact same level? If we do get the rejection, I think it is very likely to give up maybe some of this pre-market move, after hours move, maybe come back down and hold this 350 level. That would be the best case scenario, in my opinion. Reject this level, come back down, prove to the buyers that there's a higher low that can form, right? Prove to the buyers that, get a little confidence in this market that, there's a higher low. No one's going to be too confident. Any type of weak hands are not going to be too confident buying at this supply. So if we can get a pullback, I would be a buyer here. If I could see a pullback to 350, if I could see some demand start to step in here, I think a lot of buyers will get confidence that there's a potential higher low forming, that this previous rejection point is starting to hold as support, and then we can run this market back up into that channel high. So that's my, if you could ask me what exactly I want to happen today, that's exactly what I want to happen today. I want to get a pullback. I want to give up this pre-market move because I don't trust pre-market moves. I want to get us back to yesterday's close. I want to get us to hold some support at yesterday's close, and I want to start seeing some higher lows form, and I want to go long here for a push back into the highs, right? That's basically my A+ setup. That's exactly what I want to see today, but who knows, right? Who knows? Maybe we just rocket straight to the upside, and that is something that we'll have to watch out for. So that's the NASDAQ. I hope you guys understand what I'm saying there. I think it's very clean. That would be great. ES. So the ES, it's going to look pretty damn similar. If we go to the, let's go hourly chart. So let's go ahead and look at the key. I'm not sure if we saw, so here's something I want to point out, right? This did not happen on the ES, what I talked about on the NASDAQ. The ES never gave us, I want to see peace on earth too. Oh, gold. That's good. The ES never gave us a retest yesterday, which kept me out of like ES trades in general. It kept me out of the futures trades. So we never saw a pretty legitimate break and retest on the S&P 500. So you can see the S&P 500 broke this level, this pre-market high, and just continued. It never came back. You never got your entry. On the NASDAQ, you can see we got our entry, right? You can see right here, we got our entry on the break and retest on the NASDAQ. Got a nice pullback, got a nice entry right there. The ES just sort of ran away with it. So never got that entry on ES, unfortunately. What we can see is that right around here, which is the previous high from Friday, you can see right here, this is your Friday high. This is where the retest sort of came in. So you can see this was your previous high on Friday, right around that 3690, 3700. You draw yourself your zone there just to get an idea of where that level is. Now let's go ahead and break this to the 5-minute. Look at what happened at this level, guys. Absolutely gorgeous, just beautiful, beautiful stuff here. Look at the break. Look at the retest. This happened at market close and into the after hours, so not really actionable, unfortunately, unless maybe you're on the future side. But nice rejection there into support here, right? So that is definitely a level to watch out for. So you can see previous rejections into support here in the after hours last night and at market close. And you can see that nice continuation off this retest this morning. Now, where are we today? So we are, if we go to the hourly chart, we are sitting right at the previous lows from, what is this? This is Wednesday and Thursday of about 2 weeks ago. This is your CPI data move. Is this CPI data or was this the CPI? This was your CPI. Yes, right here. So this was your CPI low right here. You guys can see right here. This was the CPI move right here. You can see we got a big push. I'm sorry. FOMC. FOMC. I apologize. FOMC move when Jerome Powell was speaking, right? We got our first move here. Jerome Powell spoke. We got the second move there. Apologies for that. But that was your FOMC move. This was back on the 21st of September and the 22nd of September. You can see we had a low of around this 3760. So you had a low post FOMC. You had a low of 3760, right? So if you see that low right there, this is where we're trading right now. This is, I think, going to be a very important level, 3760. That's where we're sort of trading at today. If we go to the 5-minute chart here, you can see that was exactly where we had a little bit of a tap of resistance here, 3760. So it looks like the uptrend's holding very nicely, right? So let's keep that in mind. Uptrend's still holding very nicely. Let's look to see if we can break and hold the FOMC levels, the FOMC low right here. Can we regain this low? Can we hold it as support? Can we turn this low into support once again? All right, if we get the break, can we turn this into support once again? And if we can we push back into the next level? So that's what I'll be looking for today on the ES. I want to see what happens at 3760. If we cannot regain that post FOMC low right here, then obviously I would be looking for a pullback off this level, and I would love to see around the 3700, 3690. That would be exactly where I'd like to see it pull back to if we can get that rejection. All right, so those are your two scenarios today. Break and hold of those post FOMC lows around 3760s. If you reject here, I would look for the 3700s, 3690s. All right, the Dow. So the Dow is outperforming slightly here. Now, why do I say that? Because you can see the Dow actually broke the channel, right? The Dow was in this channel from around, what is this? This is 2 Fridays ago. This is the 23rd. And then until today, you can see we were in this channel and we broke it. We broke the channel. So what would I look for? I would watch for these lows here. I would obviously watch for those lows up there. I'm going to delete that. So if you can get a pullback on the Dow, where would you want to see it hold? you would want to see it hold this 29.7 area, 29.730. Turn that previous rejection point, turn these previous highs, turn these previous highs, turn these previous highs into a support, right? If you can come back down, if you pull back today, let me get a little bit more time here. Here it is. If you do see a pullback today, I want to see the channel high right in this general area turn into a support, right? If you get this, you want to see the retest, you want to see this hold. This gives the buyers a little bit of confidence. If that doesn't happen and we slip back under the channel high, then that's no good, right? That's not good for the bulls. So watch that on the Dow. Watch for the retest of around that previous channel high, 29,700. All right. Russell, the small caps. Let's check in to see what those are doing. So yeah, pretty nice outperformance on the small caps there. You can see a nice push on the small caps. I would look for a retest of this level right here, 1725, and then your next rejection is up here at 1780. So just keep an eye on those levels, right? You can see previous highs right here. We got the break. If we get a pullback, look for that hold. And then if you get the upside, watch for that 1780. Yeah, I see the ES just rejected, right? Yeah, so it's possible, guys, right? I know I hate to say it. I would hate to see it again. I would really hate to see it again. I mean, I can't say I would hate to see it. I'll take that back because it would be a nice trading opportunity, right? I can't say I would hate to see it because that would just be another really easy rejection play, right? It's pretty damn easy. So if it happens again, sure, let's play it. Let's take advantage of it. If it happens again, let's take it to the downside off the rejection and watch the pullback. If you get a real rejection today, right? If you really start to unravel today, I think the key point is this 350, right? That's pretty damn. I think that's pretty spot on to where you probably are going to come down to this 11,350. If you actually get a real rejection, right? If you get a real rejection here, this would be your target, 11,350. And guys, it's totally possible. Now, why do I say that's totally possible? Let's think about it for a second. That move from 11,350 to where we are right now is all pre-market. It is all pre-market move. It's nothing but pre-market move. So is it possible to give back the pre-market move? I think all of us would say that is very possible. So yeah, this entire move from 350 to where we are today, or where we are now as we speak, is all pre-market. 1.6% up in the pre-market. Is the pre-market move going to push the NASDAQ through a major rejection point? That is the question that we all would love to be able to answer today. And if I could answer that question, you sure as hell know I would not be on this live stream right now. I would be on a beach. I would be somewhere very expensive. And I would be sitting there thinking about how bad the Giants are. That's what I would be doing. All right, let's continue. So on to the individual stocks. Again, if you want to get those futures levels for free on a daily basis in a text format, check it out down below. It says free technicals. You can get it there. All right, Tesla. Big downside move yesterday off of delivery numbers. Yesterday, Mrs. Kathy Wood, Dr. Kathy Wood, whatever you call her, bought about 120,000 shares of Tesla. So she was buying that move down on Tesla. I can't blame her on that one. I think that's actually a smart move. Of course, Kathy's all about the time horizon, so we'll see when it pays out for her. But you definitely saw if you get emails from ARK Invest about what they buy, Tesla was a huge purchase for them yesterday in that move to the downside. Coinbaby, thank you so much. $4.99 Coinbaby with the cat emoji. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming to the stream. That's not necessary, but thank you for that. All right. So if Tesla sees upside today, where are we watching? We're watching 260, right? If Tesla sees upside today, we are watching these rejections, right? You are watching all of this, and you are watching for it to come back into that level. 260 is a multiple rejection point. Rejection, rejection, rejection. If you do see upside today, you are watching for 260 to both directions, right? If you get a push into 260 and you get above it, sure, right? Let's look for that upside move. If you can get a break and hold above 260, watch for that upside move. If you get a push into 260 and you start to reject it again like we did yesterday, then that could be another nice play. And then also just watch those 240 lows from yesterday, right? 240 lows, 260 highs. There's your channel. I'm a little bit hands off Tesla, guys, over the last few days because this move has been a little bit strange, right? If you guys are in the chat, if you're familiar with my trading style, I do not trade stocks that are not correlated to the market. If I see a uncorrelated move to the market, I will typically not trade it. That is part of my trading strategy. The trading strategy that I use is very reliant on the overall market. So yesterday on Nvidia, I took a break and retest on Nvidia, and I barely even looked at Nvidia's stock. I was mainly focused on the futures. I was trading the futures as well, but the futures, when you see a stock that's correlated to that future move to the overall market, you can find those really nice entries on individual stocks. NASDAQ was coming down to that retest that I showed you this morning. We got the break and retest on the NASDAQ. I went long Nvidia, which was also on a retest, and it worked out very nicely. However, if I would have taken a Tesla call on the retest on the NASDAQ, I would have lost because Tesla was not moving with the market yesterday. So I'm not really that fond of trading stocks that are not correlated to the market, and that was definitely what happened yesterday on Tesla. Total downside move, no correlation. Obviously, yeah, probably due to deliveries, but that is why I stay away from it. We'll see if it gets some correlation to the market today. If the market moves lower and NASDAQ and Tesla's moving lower, great. If the market's moving higher and Tesla's moving higher, great. But I need to see that correlation. Yesterday, it was totally uncorrelated. So watch out for that today. 260, 240. Maybe you play the gap fill, right? You have a pre-market gap up that could be a potential gap fill, right? Maybe back under this 246 level. Maybe you even play it under this 249 level, this little pre-market support that's built, right? If you can break this pre-market support that's built around this 249, maybe that fills the gap back down to 244s. That's another watch for me today. So either watching the gap fill back towards 244, or I'm watching the push into 260 on Tesla today. Apple. So Apple, we talked about yesterday the potential for a support hold at 137. And this was the level that we talked about right here. We talked about the previous rejections into support, and we talked about how Apple was trading at it at open. We were trading right at this previous support. Now, if we go to the 15-minute chart, what we can see here is that we bounced off that 137 really, really nicely. So you got a push down in the 137, a perfect hold at open, and a nice continuation basically all day, correlated with the market, a very nice strong move. Where do we find Apple today? We find Apple right at a previous double bottom, right? That is where we open up on Apple this morning. So, right, Apple will basically mimic the NASDAQ today, in my opinion. If the NASDAQ rejects this 11,550 level, Apple will most likely reject this 145, right? If you get a rejection here at 140 or on the NASDAQ, I think you will most likely see a rejection of this double bottom on Apple, which you are trading in right now. If the NASDAQ pushes higher today, then I would assume that Apple breaks this level, turns it into support, and continues higher. So Apple and NASDAQ are both sitting at crucial levels today. This is a previous double bottom. Right here, you can see a low here that we flushed below. You come back into it. If you come back into a previous support, what does that mean? you come back into a previous support that is now a rejection point. So I would watch out for 145.60s, 146s. If you can break above it, if you can turn it into support, very nice for upside. If you do find rejections here on the NASDAQ, then I would watch for Apple to maybe fill that gap. Maybe Apple just fills the overnight gap up, right? That could be all that we see today. We could just see these stocks give back the pre-market move. You could see the NASDAQ give back the pre-market move back to 11,350, and you could see Apple give back the pre-market move back to 143. That could be what we see today. All right. Nvidia, man. Nvidia has just been so weak. Chip stocks have been so weak. If I go to the hourly chart, I think that's probably the better place to look at this. Here's the hourly on Nvidia. Let me go ahead and get a little bit more time here. Here we go. All right, so here's Nvidia. It was a nice move. Do I think Nvidia is out of the weeds? Not really. It's really not getting anywhere. It did break over that 126 channel high that we've been talking about. So it is above that. It's above these previous lows. So it definitely got a little bit of a move behind it here in the pre-market, 126, 127. It got a push above it. Could that cause some, upside squeeze? Yeah, probably. If there's a lot of shorts here in Nvidia. I'm a little bit concerned about this downtrend, right? You still got this downtrend intact, so watch out for that. And then I would also watch out for these previous lows right here and all right here, right? So previous support here, previous rejections here. This is 134. That is really the level that you need to be cautious of on Nvidia. Do you get the rejection at 134, or can we get the break and hold of 134? That is really the level I think that should be on watch on Nvidia, 134. Now, why do I say that, right? I hope you guys understand why I say that, because look at the importance of this level. Look at what's happened in the past. This is just sort of goes back to, drawing zones, the sort of 101 of drawing these zones. Support. 4 times we found support there. That's important, right? What happens when you come back into that level? About 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, you find a very clear rejection. So we know that this level is important. So if you come back into this level, you better believe there's going to be some kind of reaction here. It's not going to just go through it like there was nothing there. It's either going to, find a little bit of a rejection, maybe it messes around, maybe it pulls back, or you're going to sort of mess around like this, and then you're going to break through it and turn it into support. So it's not going to just be, straight through 134 like it's not there. You've seen in the past how many times we've had reactions at this level. So that is really the level that I would focus on for Nvidia. That's sort of the area that I would watch. All right, 134 on Nvidia. That's I think that's where your next play is. That's where like the high probability next trade is. If you really wait and are patient for high probability setups, the next highest probability setup, in my opinion, is either a rejection or a break and hold of this level. This is the main level, in my opinion. All right. AMD. This is going to be an interesting one today. AMD is sitting at a 69. Everyone loves that number, right? Just happens to be 69. But 69, you can see, look at all the rejections, and look at where we're trading at today. So we are sitting right at this channel high on AMD. Now, the previous level that we were watching was 66. Now, I'll show you why we were watching 66. This was yesterday we were talking about 66. If I go to the 15-minute chart, I get a little bit more time here. You guys can see 66 was the previous level. Now, you can see we had previous double bottom support, triple bottom support. What happened after we broke below the triple bottom support? A break and retest, like it always happens. I was sort of got excited on the live stream yesterday in the chat. I was saying like the break and retest is just simply all that you should be looking for. And I sort of stand by that, guys. The break and retests, finding plays off retest of major levels is, it just clears your mind, right? It makes you clear your mind and really only look for one thing, and that helps tremendously. So if you looked for nothing but a retest of 66 back on Friday of last week, and you just played a rejection play off that, you made a lot of money. If you played nothing but a retest hold of 66 yesterday, you have a very nice move here. So you got back above 66, you held it, turned it into support here. Now you're getting your upside. Here's the major level, guys. Here's the major level. We'll see what happens today. You already know what I'm going to say. It's the same thing over and over again. You either reject it or you break and hold it. That's it. You either break and hold it, turn it into support, or we find a rejection here and give back this move. Just know that we are not going to get through. It's not going to be just an easy walk through this level. This is not going to just be a walk in the park through this 69 level. There's definitely a lot of heavy action up here. Amazon. 1 hour chart. What is it doing? Same thing that it's been doing. All right. Previous low, previous low, previous low, triple bottom support. We talked about this one yesterday. Is there opportunity to the upside off 112? There sure as hell was. You can see that big upside move on Amazon off 112. You're now sitting at that channel high. Now, something interesting about Amazon today. The high of this candle, the exact high, the top is 119.10. That is the tippy top of this channel, 119.10. The more I would say the more median or the more solid number would probably be around 119. That's probably the number that most people have. But the tippy top is 119.10. And if I go to the 5-minute chart, look at what this is doing today. It's starting to hold that 119.10. So if there is strength on the NASDAQ today, I am definitely interested if Amazon wants to outperform. This is giving me a little bit of an outperformance feeling. You can see that Amazon is holding above this channel. It is holding above it still, even with this pullback that we're seeing in the pre-market. So Amazon to hold 119 today, if there's market strength, that might be my top upside move. My top upside watch today is Amazon if there's market upside. Remember, if there is market upside, that would be my watch into this 121 right there. So watching that on Amazon, 119 hold, seeing if it can hold above that channel. If not, then we move back down. Microsoft, a little bit of life, but I'm not really that confident in it, to be honest. You can see we got a little bit of a perk of life. There's still a little bit of juice left in this stock, it seems, but it sure as hell has looked dead, man. Look at this price action. This is price action of a dead stock. It's just not doing anything. It's literally stuck in this, I guess some people call this a microphone. I've never used that type of charting analysis. Because it sort of opens up like a microphone. I'm not sure exactly what this means. But to me, all I care about is this 247 level. That's it. Previous support into a rejection. And if we push into it again, that could very well be a rejection again. All right. So all I care about is 247, 248 on Microsoft. That's really the only important level here, in my opinion. If it rejects, then great play. There's a little bit of life here. But, yeah, watch out for the 250, guys. Don't get trapped in this move. Big move on Microsoft. Look for it to maybe break and hold the 250 area. Yeah, what is the megaphone? What is that? What does that imply? That's the word I'm looking for. What's the megaphone imply? I'm not sure. I don't use that. I would just watch the 250. 247, 250. All right. It's bearish indicator. All right. Netflix, 250, guys. Here it is. Here we go again. Round 3. Ding, ding, ding. Round 3 for Netflix. You guys can see rejection 250, rejection 250. I guess you can call this round 4. Rejection 247. Maybe another push into this level if there's market strength. Excuse me. So watch for that 250. Watch for that possible rejection again. That's really all I have to say here. Now, if Netflix can get above 250 and hold it, great, right? If Netflix can actually get above it and start to consolidate above it, then maybe there's an upside play. I would not trade Netflix to the upside until it breaks 250. Buying calls, short-term calls, looking for a break of 250 is totally ignoring what has happened in the past, right? You're basically just saying, I do not care that Netflix has rejected here harshly 2 times in a row. And I'm just going to buy calls because I think it's going to break this time without any confirmation. Please wait for the confirmation. Please wait for the break. Please wait to see if 250 holds its support. Then you have your nice risk to reward, right? There's your risk to reward. If you buy here, where's your stop loss, right? Where's your stop? Channel low? You're going to risk all the way to the channel low. If you buy here, right, if you get the break and you get the hold and you start to hold it, start to move higher off of it, your stop loss is under 250. No questions asked. Stop loss under 250. If it's under 250, I don't like the trade, right? Then you have a good risk to reward. Then you have a good stop loss. You have risk management, and you can trade this thing. If you're wrong, who cares? At least you weren't wrong here. And you lose this, right? Down to the channel low. So, yeah, just watch and wait. Just wait. Wait for the 250 break. Costco. I want to say this is bearish because I would like to play. I mean, I think there is a potential rejection here at 490. So I would just watch this, guys. This is a break and retest already at 490. If there's market weakness today, 490 looks like another potential rejection. So previous rejection or previous support into rejection, into support, right? You can see what happened after we broke this level right here. What happened here? You have a break, you have a retest, and you have a rejection. So watch out for 490. That's really all I'll say here. If you're watching watching Costco, Netflix stop loss at 0. If you're watching Costco, watch the 490 level today. That's going to be very, very important. If we can break it, and if we can break above it, maybe on a strong market, but watch out for 490. That's what I would watch out for today. All right. Let's take 30 seconds and all collectively press the like button. That would be fantastic. That would very much be appreciated. It would help out the channel a lot. Anything that you guys can do to help the YouTube algorithm, like pressing the like button, subscribing to the channel, is very much appreciated. That's really the most important to me. I appreciate all you guys for donations. That's fantastic. If you don't, a press of the like button helps out tremendously as well. That's almost like donating and supporting the stream because it gets out to more people, right? In return, there's more views on the live streams, more views on my channel. In return, I get a little bit more ad revenue for doing these pre-market live streams. So totally free for you and expensive for YouTube. Actually, you know what? YouTube makes more, or Google makes just as much because advertisers are just paying it. More money from the advertisers. So thank you guys so much. If you press that like button, that's definitely appreciated. All right. Let's get into the tickers that you guys want to look at today. And then we're out of here. We are out of here after that. So, NEM, gold. See, I don't know any of these stocks. I know Adobe and Merck. I'll go ahead and do XLP, XLF for you guys, and XLE as well. That's what we got. All right. What is NEM? Newmont Corporation. Okay, so this is precious metals. This is like almost a commodity stock. Yeah, it's down there. It's down at these previous highs. I would watch this 40 level. You guys see this previous rejection? I'd watch 40. Can 40 hold on? Maybe, right? If 40 holds on, there is some nice opportunity for, a comeback here. You can see we moved down very quickly. Maybe a move back into this 852, right? If you can see something like this, and maybe you reject there. So yeah, I would watch 40 to hold. That would be my level, and then maybe this little downtrend that's formed. Watch that 40 hold. If you're watching NEM. GLD, gold. Don't really watch gold much. And gold has a much bigger reaction off of, more sort of macro events. So, yeah, I'm not the guy to ask about gold, but 160, GLD, I would watch that. That looks like a potential retest rejection right there. Watch 160. CGNK. That's not CGNK, that's CGNX. CGNX, Cognex. It's basically the same thing, just sitting at this channel low. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to. I don't know about these companies, guys, like financially, etc. So don't. This is all technical based. I would just watch 40. Right, that's a must-hold level, 40. It's just zooming out and looking at where it is on the yearly. Merck Healthcare. Keep an eye on that XLV. XLV is going to decide where Merck goes here. Watch XLV, guys. XLV's been consolidating. So is UNH, right? And so is Merck. Merck and UNH look very similar. Basically the same thing. UNH, and actually that looks pretty damn nice on UNH here. I'm still in my UNH swing trade, just to let you know. But that was a very nice looking UNH retest right there. Look at that. 506. That's a nice hold. Adobe. Adobe, after its big downside off of earnings. Let's get some time here. 280. 280. That's the level. That's the level right here. 280. That's got to hold. That's the C lows. That's the COVID lows right there, guys, at 280. So that is a must-hold level. If you think Adobe is worth more than it was at COVID lows, then this is a buy, right? That's up to you to decide. But that's how I would think about it. XLF, trying to hold that 31. If XLF holds this 31, then watch the banks to the upside. XLE, holding that 70. That could be a nice opportunity there. And XLP, trying to come back up into that previous 68. Watch out for that 68. All right, guys, I got to get out of here. It's 8:50. It's a little bit over my time. Thank you guys for being here. I hope you enjoyed the stream. If you did, press that like button. Be on the lookout for my video tonight. I'm finally going to be able to make a video, so I hope you guys will enjoy that. That'll come out tonight around 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock Eastern, so hopefully you guys enjoy that. Thank you guys for being here. Press that like button, subscribe to the channel. If you want to trade live with me every day, down below in the description. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Go Giants. Go Max. Go Mets, even though they got swept. And go... what else? Go Rangers. Go Rangers. See you later.